Mamouche, a new Egyptian, a new pharaoh. He's not letting his people go.
Even under the new format, they are showing why indeed they are the White Angels.
I was really disappointed with how City played.
One of the teams you can't really rely on is
Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund.
Consistently inconsistent.
They can do anything to you at any point.
All Juventus has to do is make sure that they score and then they show that they are draw FC.
Mamouche is going to play from the left wing. Savino is going to maintain a spot on the right. Because if you take a look at the performances of these two players in the game against Newcastle United, I think they warrant a start in the game against Madrid. And then with that performance, if they put up against this Madrid defense, it means that they are going to cause a lot of threats to the Madrid defense.
The thing is, I think that if City want to qualify, they're going to have to score at least three or four goals on the day. At least 3 in the 90 minutes. Because each of their last outings against Real Madrid or each of the games they've played last season when they played at the Bernabeu was 3-3. Okay. And the 3 goals they scored at the Bernabeu away from home was still even not enough for them to win that particular fixture. If they want, and Madrid have averaged a minimum of 2.65 goals at home at the Bernabeu in their last like 20-30 matches in the knockout phase of the Champions League. So it means that if City want to win at Madrid's home in the normal 90, they're going to have to score more than 3 or 3 and above. If Madrid had to score 3 away from home to win the first tie, when those two teams meet, you can't come and win some 1-0. Both teams will score.
So welcome to another edition of the Gajo Podcast. Today we are looking at the UCL Wednesdays fixtures. And of course, so we'll try and drag games and I won't say where the cash. What do I say? But let's look at today's preview into the fixtures. Dortmund are taking on Sporting. Dortmund haven't had the glue that you expect them to have. They've been struggling this season. And even in the UEFA Champions League, can they beat Sporting?
They are. They're through. To me, they're through. I don't think they bottle. I think that they'll be playing at home again. They already have a 3-goal advantage. They didn't concede in the first leg. They just need to get it right. They need to defend well in that first half, make sure they don't concede, approach the second half. They need to get a goal in the game. And this is not the time where, yes, we're not using the away goal and all of that in the Champions League anymore. But look, I think Dortmund are true. I think that the first leg decided. I think Guirassy came up clutch in the first leg. Those players showed immense character.
That was a brilliant pass anyway.
Yeah, and that was enough for them. So they shouldn't go and bottle it. It's possible, but it's very unlikely. There's a 97% chance that they are through. I think that playing at home at the Iduna Park with the fans going wild, if they can get another goal to make it 4 goals in the tie, the opposition need 4.
Sporting need
4, and I don't think they can score 4 or 5 against Dortmund in full 90 minutes. So I think essentially Dortmund are through.
Essentially, Dortmund are true.
One of the teams you can't really rely on is Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund.
Consistently inconsistent.
They can do anything to you at any point.
They won't qualify.
I'm just saying that Dortmund can do anything. But why would Dortmund lose against Stuttgart, come and beat Sporting by 3-0 away from home, and then play at home or play against Bochum and then lose again? It doesn't really make sense to me. But this is the UEFA Champions League. I already stated that they would want to go further than they did in the previous edition, which is the finals, losing against Real Madrid in that competition. So if you want to go further than you did, it means you have to win the UEFA Champions League. Do they have the quality to win it? I think they've lost some players who had the quality, and now it is not really like the Dortmund we used to know, but the Champions League experience is there. Sporting, on the other hand, are not the Sporting CP we used to know. So Sporting have gone like 3 matches without a win, and their performance is very abysmal. Weekend, they drew to very bad performance. So I don't think Sporting can send the scoreline 3-0 away from home. I don't think Sporting have the firepower enough to beat Dortmund. Dortmund have a very good defense in the name of Schlotterbeck, and then a very experienced Emre Can to help make sure they get to the next round of the competition. So I think Dortmund are obviously going to book their tickets to the next round of the competition, and then Sporting are going to stay in Portugal and then focus on the
in any time Dortmund have gone ahead in the first leg of a UCL tie or in their last knockout 11, like from the group stage, they've always made it. So I think they book a place.
It looks like Dortmund are going through to the next round of the competition. But another side that will face fierce competition for a chance to qualify is Juventus. Juventus beat PSV by 2-1 in the first leg by PSV. And Juventus itself have struggled a lot this season, managing a lot of draws in games. Many felt easily they could have got victories in that particular one. Let me start from Kuzo on this one. Juventus versus PSV.
It's a tough game. A tough game. I think that Juventus have already played at home, no? So they're traveling away from home to a hostile ground. I think that in the first leg, I thought they were going to draw, honestly, because after they went ahead and PSG got back into the game, it was like 15 minutes to go. I really thought, but then they went ahead and they managed to get the win. I think that was really good for them. They have the advantage winning away from home. Like I always say, the Bianconeri are a very big side in Champions League history. It will be always, and for the Italian teams, I keep saying it, that if they can go into those second clashes and make sure they're not conceding a lot of goals, they can book a place. All Juventus has to do is to make sure that they score and then they show that they are drawers. If they can draw this fixture away from home, it'll be enough. Because I do know that PSV will score. PSV will score at home, probably a goal or two. Juve need to come up good. But I just want to trust them that Mota and his men have got it under control. They can book a place in the next round.
Mota can book a place in the next round of the competition. Can they?
I think if you've won 4 matches on a bounce and then you're entering a very tough fixture like this, it is really going to boost your confidence, especially when you beat Inter Milan in the Italian Serie A. 1-0, keeping a clean sheet, making sure Lautaro, Martinez, and then Marcus Thuram don't get.
You denied Inter 4
it
points.
is very crucial for the improvement of Juventus. So Thiago Motta 4 matches on a bounce. They know the kind of threat PSV possess in terms of their attacking players, and they have the very good defense to keep them out. PSV have really not been good in their previous matches. I think out of the last 3 matches, they are winless. And recently, on Saturday, they drew 2-2 against Utrecht. A game they even struggled to get a point, getting an equalizer in the dying embers of the game. So this shows you how this team is not really the team we used to see in the UEFA Champions League last season. But it is all good. I think Juventus have enough quality, especially on the left-hand flank. If you see Nico Gonzalez there, he's coming up against a young right-back because the right-backs of Karsdorp and Sergio Des are not available, which means they are going to field in a very inexperienced player at the right-back. Juventus, obviously, I feel with the quality they have, they are going to get qualification. I don't see PSV winning this game.
Doesn't see PSV winning this particular one. But let's turn our attention to Parc des Princes, where Brest were fondled in France. Now, this time, would they again be pressed hard in the Parc des Princes? Kuzo.
I came to sit here full of confidence. When you made an introduction ahead of the UEFA Champions League, and I said that there was no way we could sit here and talk about the Champions League without talking about Brest PSG. I expected it to be closer. Now, PSG are unbeaten in their last 30 plus matches against Brest. They have faced Brest this season 3 times, pressed them back, have gotten the win on all 3 occasions, scoring more than 3 goals. We saw Ousmane Dembele in the Brest fixture explode into life. It's like he's really finding himself. I do think that they've got Kvaratskhelia, they've got Dembele, they've got Barcola, they've got Doué. There's just that guy's good. And they've got Vitinha. They've got too much quality. I don't think Brest can cope. I don't think they stand to withhold the pressure from the Parisians. I think PSG are all but through. They will qualify. I think the second leg, even the game we're about to see, I think that Enrique might just tip down his squad a bit and they'll still win. They'll get a win.
I think PSV winning by a huge margin in the first leg is good for them. Yeah. Dembele was the difference. I think Dembele and Ndizadwe, they made sure that they found the spaces behind the defense of Brest and then they utilized all of those chances they got. Dembele on his left, on his right, beating here and there, scoring lots of goals back to back. I think he's in his best form, and that should be Brest should be very wary of his presence in that game. I don't think the coach is obviously going to field him though, but with the kind of quality they possess, like Kuz already mentioned, the bench is too good even for Brest to overcome this intriguing scoreline. I feel PSV would want to go a step ahead, and then this is going to be an easy game for them at the Parc des Princes. They are still going to beat Brest and then get qualification to the next round of the competition.
Well, there is the UEFA Champions League, and of course, there is a talk about the big boys in the competition. Even under the new format, they are showing why, indeed, they are the White Angels. I'm talking about Real Madrid. In the first leg against Manchester City at the Etihad, when many thought the game was over and done for Manchester City, they put 2 stunning goals to win the game by 3-2. I'm talking about Real Madrid versus Manchester City, the most talked about game, the most hyped game, and the biggest game in this UCL fixtures?
Yes, the most talked about, definitely. I was really disappointed with how City played in the second half at the Etihad, especially in the last 10 minutes, having the lead 2-1 up, and how they bottled it to concede 2 goals in less than 10 minutes from Brahim Diaz and from Bellingham grabbing the winner. Madrid have won 37 of their last 39 matches in the UCL, and talking about ties that they've won the first leg. If you approach a UCL match where Real Madrid has already won the first leg and they're going to the second leg, out of their last 39, they've won 37. And I'm trying to see how City manage. At first, I thought it was a really slim chance for them to win. But after I saw what they did against Newcastle, because I sat here and I said that Newcastle were going to run away with it, even in the absence of Joe Linton. But your man was able to play. And in that game, we talked about the presence of Nico Gonzalez. That if he was fit and he was added to the squad, or he could start for them, it would prove to be differential. And look at what it did for the likes of Gundogan. Give so much freedom. Bernardo KDB, they've lost their legs. They were on the bench. City exploded into life at home. Mamouche, a new Egyptian, a new Pharaoh. He's not letting his people go. And then look at what he did. A hat-trick in the first half. I think if Pep can get it right at the Bernabeu, it's a 1-goal gabble. We are looking at the tie ourselves like Madrid are completely run away with it. And Madrid are winless in the last 3 La Liga games. They lost to Espanyol, they drew to Atleti, they drew to Osasuna over the weekend. And so they have a decent run of form, but they equally have their problems. Yes, Lucas Vazquez will be returning, Rudiger will be returning. And what it means is that I said here, before Lucas Vazquez came, or before he had the injury, that it was a plus for Madrid because Valverde will have to play at right back and he could deal with whether it's Savinho, whether it's Doku, whoever he will come up against. And he has a lot of strength and firepower to the Madrid backline, Valverde, when he plays at right back in the absence of Carvajal. But if it's Lucas Vazquez and Mamouche is on the left wing, or Mamouche plays as a second striker, or be it what, Pep's men could just, I think, win the game in normal time and by a margin and push it into extra time. I think the tie is all bad. I don't think it's clearly decided from what we saw over the weekend.
Who plays on the left for City?
I think he will go with Savinho.
Savinho.
I think he'll play Savio. I don't think he'll play
On
on
the
the
left
right.
should be Mamouche.
He should be Mamouche, but your man is stubborn.
He needs the goals.
He needs the goal. I
You
think.
see, the first leg encounter was Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
Until he got injured.
Yeah.
Then Savinho was on the right.
Okay.
So
After
Savinho-
Grealish's injury, Savinho moved to the left.
Yes,
Yeah.
because Foden was brought.
He was on the right.
Because Foden can't really play on the right, and that is why Savinho left.
On the left, yeah.
On the left. So I think Mamouche is going to play from the left wing. Savinho is going to maintain a spot on the right, because if you take a look at the performances of these two players in the game against Newcastle United, I think they warrant a start in the game against Madrid. And then with that performance, if they put up against this Madrid defense, it means that they are going to cause a lot of threats to the Madrid defense. City are very good against Newcastle. I think they played against all odds. Everyone thought Newcastle were going to beat them. But look at Nico Gonzalez. His timing of tackles, interceptions, and then giving the most easy passes. And that is what Rodri used to do.
Said it so many times.
Just give the easy passes. Let's push
Do
the
the
ball
simple
forward.
things.
That is what they played. Kuzanov, John Stones, fantastic. And Ruben Diaz was rested for that game. So this shows you that Guardiola still thinks they still stand a chance to qualify,
Of course,
at the expense of Madrid. So this is not an easy game at all for Madrid. Madrid, yes, we've seen them against Osasuna, red card for Bellingham, yes, here and there. But then I still feel that City have the threat. They can even move to the Bernabeu and then beat Madrid and then qualify. So there's not going to be an
Yeah. The thing is, I think that if City want to qualify, they're going to have to score at least three or four goals on the day. At least 3 in the 90 minutes. Because each of their last outings against Real Madrid, or each of the games they've played last season when they played at the Bernabeu, was 3-3. Okay, and the 3 goals they scored at the Bernabeu away from home was still even not enough for them to win that particular fixture. If they want, and Madrid have averaged a minimum of 2.65 goals at home at the Bernabeu in their last like 20-30 matches in the knockout phase of the Champions League. So it means that if City want to win at Madrid's home in the normal 90, they're going to have to score more than 3 or 3 and above. If Madrid had to score 3 away from home to win the first tie, when those two teams meet, you can't come and win some 1-0. Both teams will score. if you want to win, they are going to have to score a lot of goals. And like you're saying, Mamush is going to have to. Nico is going to
very true. But I think if Nico is also in the setup of the City team, it is going to
minimize
give a different City team, because if you watch the first leg, City made a lot of errors leading to goal. Even some errors didn't lead to goal, but even the goals they scored, if you watch the second goal, the third goal, these are all class one basic errors they did. And if you have a player shielding your defense, protecting certain chances from reaching it, because since the injury of Rodri, City have conceded most chances in the Premier League, more than any other club.
Yeah.
So this shows you how worried they are, how faulty they are as far as their defensive line is concerned. So I feel if Nico is there to protect the defense and then be the start of transition from the midfield to the attack of the team,
that's the most important part, in my opinion.
It is really going to be
a
plus for City.
If Nico and Stones can have it right and help defensively, Nico and Stones. But I'm thinking about
who takes care of
Vinicius because of the absence of. If you can play Rico Lewis or Mateus Nunes, Charlie.
Akanji is also not playing.
Akanji is not playing.
So obviously, it's going to be Rico Lewis.
He's going to have to play him like that.
Rico Lewis. If you don't play Rico Lewis, it means you'll be forced to put Stones as right back. You'll be forced to put Stones as right back, and then probably partner
Kusanov. Ake is back.
Kusanov is available.
I think Kusanov's fine form should merit him a start.
Kusanov played very well against Newcastle United. Very, very, very
Came
well.
up against Issa.
At right back.
He played as a
Centre back.
Yeah.
Okay.
He passed Stones at the centre back.
I think they can play it like
played
that.
Fantastic.
He can partner Ruben Diaz with Kusanov and play Stones as an inverted right back.
Yeah, I think Kusanov will perhaps play in right back.
If you are inverting Stones, it means you would have to get a player who will take care of Vinicius.
No, so it means that the right winger will have to do a lot of defensive duty.
That is what that is what Savinho will do. That is Savinho. Savinho wants to merit a spot in the City starting 11, and so if you are defending, he comes all out. If you are attacking, he's working everything
I think
possible.
sometimes he overdoes it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The attacking, he overdoes it. Like a lot of the dribbles.
A lot of inexperience. Yeah. And one thing is Jeremy Doku is back. So if you think Vinicius is doing too
looks
much,
exciting.
Doku can do too much.
I think this game is going to be like some 3-2, 3-3 game.
It can be 6-6.
It could be nice. It should be nice. Maybe this is a game to eventually try that 10 plus goals.
But by 10 p.m. on Wednesday,
we know
we will know where we stand.
Of course.
We will know.
I think you wish Madrid are out just because you're a Barca fan.
Oh no, I don't think that when it comes to the Champions League.
Personally,
but who do you want to qualify?
Who do I want to qualify?
Want, not think. Want.
Who do I want? Yes. Who do I prefer to qualify?
City, obviously.
I'll prefer Madrid to qualify because they will make the competition like thrilling.
City makes the competition thrilling anyways. Madrid just qualifies and they beat everyone. But yeah, this is the Gajo podcast. This be one a UCL, preview for Wednesday. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow the page. And of course, tell a friend to tell another friend that the Gajo podcast is on.